It is finally warming up and you're looking forward to getting back on the water. But before you head out for your first pontoon trip of the season, there are a few simple but important steps that you will want to take. Doing these now will save you headaches later on and make sure your boat is safe, clean, and operating properly so that it's ready for the water. Of course, the first thing you want to do is pull your cover off and look carefully inside your boat. Over the winter, bugs, critters, mildew or water spots may have formed that you'll have to deal with. So you want to check your seats as well as look inside your storage compartments to look for any stains or nests or odors, that kind of thing, so that you know what you'll be dealing with. So now that you know what you're up against, the first step is to clean your interior. Even if you have thoroughly cleaned your boat in the fall before you put it away for the season, there's still a good chance that you'll need to spruce it up again after taking your boat out of storage. So let's start with your flooring, your fencing, and your rails. Begin by sweeping or vacuuming your flooring to pick up any dirt, dead bugs, or debris. And if your flooring is fairly dirty, you can go ahead and wash it down with a hose and mild soap such as the Dawn dish soap or a dedicated pontoon flooring cleaner and medium brush. Now, while you're at it, you can also wash down the upholstery as well with the same mild soap if you need to clean a broader area. But if you only need to spot treat a specific area, then I recommend using a dedicated marine vinyl cleaner instead, something like the Starbright Ultimate Vinyl Clean for spot treating. You should never use a bleach or standard household cleaners like Fantastic, 409, Soft Scrub, or Scrubbing Bubbles, which may contain abrasives or ingredients such as alcohol, bleach, or ammonia. Though they may get your upholstery clean, they might also strip away the antimicrobials and UV protectors built into the vinyl, making your seats much more susceptible to staining, fading, and cracking in the future. Even Dawn can be an issue if you use it too frequently. Though it's fairly mild, it has some strong degreasers which could dry out your vinyl over time. So it might be okay to use on an infrequent basis, such as at the start of the season, but you are better off using a marine vinyl cleaner throughout the remainder of the year to clean as needed. Now, if you happen to have mildew, which is fairly common after wet winter storage, the best product that I have found for this is this Marine 31 mildew stain remover. And I will leave a link to this in the video description. When cleaning your upholstery, avoid using stiff brushes or things like magic erasers, which could scuff the protective agents built into your vinyl or weaken your threads. And then finally, after cleaning your upholstery, be sure to completely dry it to avoid mildew, and then apply a UV protectant such as 303 Aerospace Marine, which is what I use, which is a very popular product. This is kind of like putting on sunscreen before going outdoors on a sunny day. It basically reinforces the UV protectants that were built into your upholstery. So if you do that, you will help extend the life of your upholstery. So now let's talk about your batteries. A dead battery is by far the #1 reason for breakdowns on the water, so it's important to get this one right. If you stored your battery indoors over the winter, which is a good practice, now is the time to return it to your boat. But before you do that, you'll want to check the voltage. A healthy, fully charged battery should read around 12.5 volts or so. So if you're not that level, you either need to charge your battery some more or it's time to replace it. But even if you are registering 12.5 volts, that doesn't necessarily mean you have enough juice to start your engine, which is something that I will talk about a little bit later. Now, when you return your batteries to your boat, be sure to inspect and clean the terminals with a baking soda and water paste or a wire brush if you happen to see any signs of corrosion on your terminals. And for extra credit, you might want to apply some dielectric grease and then make sure you tighten down the nuts hard, very snugly, so that you have a good connection. Now, before you hitch up your boat and drive all the way to the lake, make sure all your electrical systems are working. So you'll want to check that your navigational lights and your horn, even your stereo system and your electronics are all working properly while your boat's still at home, because if you have any blown fuses or bulbs that are out, you'll want to take care of that now before you head to the lake. Now, if you trailer your pontoon, it is extremely important to check your trailer to minimize the chances of issues on the road. So the first thing you want to do is you want to check your tire pressure and look for signs of cracking or dry rot, especially along the sidewalls here. Boat trailer tires almost always fail due to age, not tread wear. That's because the rubber degrades over time. And if you store your trailer outside, the rubber will degrade even faster. Now, in a general rule, trailer tires will last about 3 to 6 years from the date of production. So how can you tell when your tires were produced? Well, there is, this will be hard to see, there is this DOT code stamped down here, DOT, and it says 3121. What that means, it was produced the 31st week of 2021. And so in that case, these tires are about 4 years old. If it's been more than 5 years, then it's time to replace your tires, including your spare. Next, you want to test the trailer lights and brakes to make sure that they are all working properly, because you'd hate to get pulled over or even get into an accident on the way to the lake. So make sure you check that. And then you also should check your safety strap and chains on the trailer tongue, because a problem here could ruin your day even before you get to the water. So you want to make sure that that's in good shape, not too frayed, that kind of thing. And also, for your chains, in this case, these are cables. You want to make sure those are in good order. And one little tip here, when you go to put these on your tow vehicle, you actually should crisscross your cables or your chains. And the reason for doing that is if your trailer should pop off the hitch, then the crisscrossed chains or cables should cradle your hitch rather than having it dragging on the pavement. So just something to keep in mind there. Now, another thing you should check before you head to the water is to confirm that your safety gear is in order. Check that you have enough life jackets in the right sizes for your family. Check your horn, inspect your fire extinguisher to make sure it's still in the proper charge level. Replace any expired flares if you have those. You got your throwable cushion, any lines, that kind of thing. Just remember that the Coast Guard or Water Patrol will check for these items, and it's for your safety as well. So make sure you've got everything in order. And finally, you want to do a test run at home to make sure your engine is running properly before you drag your boat and your family to the lake. And as I mentioned earlier, even if your battery has adequate voltage, that is no guarantee that you have enough amps to start your engine. An easy way to check for this is to simply start your engine. Hook up your outboard to your flushing muffs or drop your boat in the water if you're in a lift. Then start your engine and make sure there's a steady stream of cooling water out of the P stream or telltale. Look and listen for a smooth idle. If it runs rough or it won't start, it is better to find out now rather than at the launch ramp with a bunch of disappointed passengers in tow. And that's all there is to your spring maintenance. A little time now will help ensure a summer of fun on the water. If you'd like a free copy of my complete year-round pontoon maintenance checklist, including summer and fall prep tips, just click on the link down in the video description. And don't forget to check out the companion videos in the playlist for more seasonal pontoon maintenance tips. Well, if you liked this video and found it helpful, do me a favor and click on that like button. Also, be sure to subscribe to my channel to get my latest tips and insights to help you purchase, equip, and maintain your boat. In the meantime, thanks for watching, and I will see you on the water.